Lots of different people talking about Saturday night, Montreal. For you, what will, you've been in Chicago, Detroit recently, so some original Six Cities, but what about tonight might be kind of special for you as a coach?
Yeah, this road trip's been quite remarkable. The teams that we've had, the original six, and then we finished off with Montreal, who I've spent a lot of time watching as a kid, a lot of Hockey Night in Canada games, and I think I've been here a couple times as an assistant coach, and it's always exciting. It's always electrifying with the atmosphere, and I'm certain tonight's going to be no different.
Just a little housekeeping item here. Ryan McLeod was not on the ice this morning. Is he an available player for you tonight?
Yeah, we hope to have him tonight. We'll have an extra take him warm up, but just a little under the weather, and we feel that he should be able to play tonight.
Obviously on a great streak right now. If you had to pinpoint a couple of things where you'd even like to see improvement from your team, what would they be?
As a coach, you're always wanting to tighten up defensively, not giving up as many chances, just because as the season goes on, so many other teams are doing the same. They're not giving you as many scoring chances, making it harder to score. But overall, I think we've done a pretty good job in that area. I think our penalty kill's been doing an outstanding job eliminating opportunities. Our discipline's been much better. We've been shorthanded a lot less than we were, maybe a couple months ago. But I think maybe as a maybe improvement, maybe getting a little more contributions, a little more offense from maybe lines 3 and 4.
You mentioned the PK. Can you? I don't know how much knowledge you had on Vincent Desharnais before you took the job, but just a thought on maybe how his puck skills have improved under Paul Coffey and how he's played for you.
Yeah, no, Vinny's been outstanding. As a young player getting in the league, I think as a bigger defenseman, usually it's puck play, and lately it's been outstanding. I think he's been really good moving the puck, keeping it simple, making some really nice passes. And, I think with Paul being there, he's really encouraged the defenseman to be making those plays. And I think all 6 of them have done that, and Vinny included. And then as for the penalty kill, him and Eki are usually our first 2 defensemen over the boards to start a kill. And Vinny's been probably our leading shot blocker, and he's got a really good stick and something we rely on quite a bit. So, we've been happy with all 6, and Vinny's, under what I've seen of him, he's been really impressive.
Speaking about Desharnais, just said that the Washington games was a turning point. Did you feel it?
Absolutely. We just lost 3 games in a row, I believe, at that time, and the last 2 that we lost were actually 3. The Tampa Bay and the Florida games were games where we played well in spurts and had leads, lost it, and then we played in Carolina and we just did not show up. We were just slow to everything and didn't play very well. And the guys came to the rink, very business-like atmosphere, and we were ready to change the way the season had been going. And definitely that was a turning point in our season.
Confidence doesn't seem like something you can turn on and off. Like, there's a gradual way to lose it and a gradual way to build it up. Is there elements that you saw kind of develop here that started to turn it up, where it would turn the corner and get to as high as it is right now?
Well, during that road trip, we talked about goal setting and what we needed to do, and it seemed like we were so far out of the playoff picture that we were never going to catch up. And I think it was important for our players to look at what they needed to do right now, and opposed to where they needed to be at the end of the season. And we broke our season up into little segments, and ultimately said if we just win this many games in each segment, we've got a really good opportunity to make the playoffs. And it didn't seem like that big of a task, and I think it gave our players a little bit of a relief, a little bit of a, all right, we can do this. We don't need to win every game until the end of the season. And I think when we started to look at just the not the big picture, just looking at our next game or maybe our next couple games, took away the pressure from the players, and they were able to just go out and play hockey. And we've got some really exceptional hockey players. Everyone knows how good our players are, and the caliber of team that we had. They just need to just forget about the standings and way the season had been going and just think about their next game they're playing or even their next shift. And I think that helped our team a lot.
The Montreal
When you went into Erie in November of 2012, Connor was 15. Does it seem a little bit? It's his 27th birthday today. Seem a little bit surreal that you're here and then coaching him, given and just how far he's grown as a player and maybe just a little bit in terms of mirroring your own professional development as a coach as well.
Yeah, no, it's seems like it goes by so fast. I can't believe, Connor being 27 today, and I started coaching him when he was 15, and how quickly it goes by, and the career that he's had. It's no surprise, but there's never any guarantees of what you're going to see as a young player moving on to the NHL. You knew he was going to be a good player, but how good, you never know. And obviously part of that is a very good hockey player, but seeing him practice and his habits and how committed he is off the ice, on the ice. He just didn't want to be just a good player in the NHL. He wanted to push himself, and obviously that's a very good lesson for all young hockey players, that as good as Connor was, he wasn't satisfied, and it was same as when he was a young player in Erie and also here in the NHL. It's just, I don't think there's many days where he's not the hardest working guy at practice, and obviously you see guys put so much effort into it. It's nice to see them have the success that he's had.
The Montreal Canadiens have been struggling recently, but as we know, any team can beat anyone on any given night. How would you describe the team you're facing tonight?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a very difficult league, and there's no easy games. And if any teams that have been struggling or really beat up by injuries, shorthanded, was a few nights ago when we were playing Chicago, and you see how well Chicago's been playing. And there was a game that we shouldn't have won. They were the better team, and we were fortunate to get out of that. And a lot of that had to do with goaltending and just some breaks. I think tonight with Montreal, there's obviously it's a younger team, but they can turn around from night to night. And I think we're going to see a very hungry, passionate team, very similar that we saw from Chicago the other night. And if we are not prepared for it, we're going to be it'll hurt us.
Weirdly, the Bell Center is one of the rinks in the NHL where Connor McDavid has been the less productive in his career. Is there such a thing as rinks where it's more difficult to play for a team or a player, or it's just like random? I don't mean just about Connor, but in general.
No, yeah, I don't know. I haven't been around long enough to see why players play so well in certain places, and there's so many factors on, your schedule, because so often when you're playing a team or you're coming into that rink, you might have been playing a back-to-back, and you might be coming from somewhere else, or you might have a bunch of family coming in, or sometimes players play well when they have a lot of family to visit with and get ready for that game. Others, they don't. So I don't really have an opinion on that.